like fifth grade, boy bands were the thing. This is my best friend.
Yeah.
So that's what everyone was listening to. That's what we were listening to. And so we wanted to start a boy band at recess. So we had tryouts for our boy band.
Hell yeah.
And they had to sing, it was a line from the Backstreet Boys song, "'Cause I Want It That Way." So there was a line of fifth grade boys and we're sitting there with our arms crossed, you know, next. And so we had a boy band that we wanted to do. It's good. I feel like that's confirmation that what I'm doing is right because I resonate a lot with Gary Vee. You know, Gary Vee's, I would kind of label him as this business entrepreneur guy, but he's very inspirational, motivational, and he gives people some tactics sometimes. I want to be known for giving a very high value of tactics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I sat down maybe 3 or 4 years ago and I was like writing out my plan and I named the plan at the top. I wrote like finish line, like what is my finish line? And I wrote at the top, like music industry, Gary Vee of the music industry.
There we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rap Roots Media. We are here today with Crackalack. Say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
There we go. So first question I ask every guest, give us a brief origin story about how you sort of got into the music space. I know it's a long story, but I would love to hear every last detail.
Should I give the short version?
Oh, no, give me the long version. I want all the footage possible.
I don't want to take up all the time.
Okay, all right.
Basically, I was a music artist, right? So when I was 15, so 20 years ago, I wanted to pursue music. It was just like an idea. My best friend, how old are you?
20.
20
years old.
Do you remember boy bands and like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all that? You remember hearing about that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So when we were in like fifth grade, boy bands were the thing. This is my best friend.
Yeah.
So that's what everyone was listening to. That's what we were listening to. And so we wanted to start a boy band at recess. So we had tryouts for our boy band.
Hell yeah.
And they had to sing, it was a line from the Backstreet Boys song, "'Cause I Want It That Way." So there was a line of fifth grade boys and we're sitting there with our arms crossed, you know, next. And so we had a boy band that we wanted to do. Never did anything with it. Fast forward like the next year or the following year, then a lot of like rock music was in. Mm-hmm. Like Simple Plan, Perfect. That was like my shit at the time. Green Day. And my best friend started playing the guitar. So I was kind of a follower at this time. And it was like, oh, you lead the way. I'll follow.
I'll follow right behind.
So he's playing the electric guitar, learning how to play it. And so then I wanted to learn how to play drums. So then I pursued drums. I was taking drum lessons and we'd like practice in my basement. And, you know, we were pretty bad. Fast forward another 2 years, then like rap is in. 50 Cent comes out. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. That was like an album that was the shit. Changed my fucking life. And then I fell in love with listening to like rap music every day. One night I'm at his house. I wake up in the morning. He's rapping. I'm following his lead. So I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm rapping. How'd you get the beat? Oh, I made the beat. Back then, you had to like either know somebody that made beats or make the beat yourself. Nowadays, you can go to YouTube and look up beat and there's millions of beats everywhere. So yeah, he started pursuing beats, making his own beats, recording his own songs. So I followed. And then with my name, Crackalack. So at the time, I'm like, okay, I'm white, he's black. For me to be a rapper, I'm not Eminem. What am I going to do? And he, I was like, somehow he gave me the idea of maybe make fun of yourself like Eminem did in 8 Mile. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call myself Cracka, the white rapper. Yeah. And it was like, that's cold. So I actually went by Cracka, like no lack, just Cracka.
Just crack.
And so then I started rapping with him and making beats. And I was the friend out of the group that, somebody's got to be the one to record and mix it. So I was like, I'll be that friend. I was really interested in it. I'll learn how to do it. As far as rapping, I was the worst one out the group, but I was interested in other stuff. So maybe that made me more valuable. Then when it came to beats, I had the worst beats, but I was the most interested. So I was committed to like learning and doing it and getting better. So kind of fast forward, I did a couple group rap CDs like my sophomore and junior year of high school. And then I came out with my first solo rap album my senior year of high school. And this, I made a YouTube video about this, but me and two friends, we pressed up CDs and we sold them for $5 a piece.
That was like the way back in the day too. It was like
physical copies.
You weren't getting any social media engagement. That wasn't a thing. So
social media wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, so you had to press your CDs and go listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last week of my senior year of high school, I came out with my album. There was 2 days. So it was like a 2-day week for whatever. It was like a Monday and a Tuesday. And on Monday, we sold about 100 physical copies for $5 a piece. And then on Tuesday, we sold almost the rest of them. And then there was like some bonfires and parties like the last, right after school got out, and I sold the remainder. So I sold 200 CDs, $5 a piece, had $1,000.
Cracking a white rapper, platinum.
Yes. So then I took that $1,000 and I bought a $300 interface, because at the time we were using like a USB mic, no type of equipment, random software that we had no idea how to use. So now I actually bought like a professional interface. It was $300 out of that $1,000. Then I bought a set of studio monitors, like the speakers, and they were $500 for a set. So I'm at $800. And I got a actual like professional Audio Technica. It was an AT2020 condenser microphone for $100. So it was $900. So now I had like my studio, upgraded my studio. And I made a YouTube video on how I spent $1,000 on, from selling the CDs, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars from that, basically $1,000 worth of studio equipment. And it took some years to, make the hundreds of thousands. But since then, so I graduated high school, was going to go to college for audio engineering, beat making, production and stuff. And then I remember when I was buying all that equipment, I was at like the local Guitar Center, and, the sales guy, he's asking me, what are you buying this for? I said, I'm a rapper. I'm having a home studio. And he was like, you thinking about going to school? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to this college in Orlando. So there's a school that's probably like the most popular school. It's called Full Sail University.
I've heard of that. I looked into it actually.
Yeah, me too. And it was at this time, and this is like, almost 20 years ago, it was like $50,000 or $60,000 to go there. I think today it's like 70, 80, 90,000.
That's why I didn't go there. That shit is expensive.
So I was going to go there though. Yeah. Some way, somehow I was going to figure it out, apply for like financial aid, something like that. But I'm at Guitar Center, and my plan is to go there and graduate. And then I'm at a Lansing Guitar Center, and the worker's like, oh, yeah, I graduated from there. And I'm thinking, so I started looking around like, why are you working here if you graduated from there? And then he's like, oh yeah, my buddy Mike, he graduated from there. So Mike comes out of the back, hey, what's up? Paulie, he graduated from, there's like 4 guys working at this place for minimum wage that all graduated from this school. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to school anymore.
I'm not going to school.
Fuck
there,
that.
yeah.
So then I just got obsessed with, I had a whiteboard, and every day it was make a beat, write a song, record a song, mix a song. And I did this every single day. And I had hundreds of songs. I put out 16 albums and mixtapes, started doing lots of shows, and my voice would change from CD to CD. And they say the hardest thing in music is to find your voice. I'm proof of that. I could never find my voice. And whether people like my music or not, it was a advertisement for my services though. Because they'd be like, yo, what studio do you go to? Oh, it's my studio. What would you charge to record and mix my song? So I started offering these services for other people.
Building that clientele.
Same thing with beats. Whether you like the music or not, if you listen to it, it's like, yo, who makes your beats? I do. How much do you charge to make beats for me? So boom, I started making money, offering my services for other people. And after the 16 albums, now around this time I'm 22, still poor, found out I was going to be a dad. And it's like, shit, I either got to get a job. I'm driving myself crazy with this music stuff. Every time I make a new CD, within a month, I like hate it and want to make another one. And that's kind of why I made so many CDs. Was I made a CD with the thought of, this is going to be the one. I'm going to go to a big city and I'm going to knock on record labels' doors and try to get a manager. And then within a month of me finishing the CD, I would start making more music. And it's like, yo, this music's so much better than the last music. I'm embarrassed and I don't want people to find it now. So I'm going to hold on to it. And then I did that 16 times. I'm like, bro, now I have 16 albums. I don't like any of them. I'm driving myself crazy. but I know that I'm good at the other stuff. I know that I'm good at making beats and engineering and doing videos and helping other people with their music that have the voice. So then it was like, I'm poor. I'm good at this other stuff. I'm driving myself crazy. Like as an artist, let me focus on the behind the scenes stuff. And I kind of went from selling maybe a beat a week to a beat every day. And I went from doing like a few studio sessions a week to a few studio sessions every single day. And then it was like, okay, I'm making money doing this. I'm happy. I feel like I'm fulfilled. I'm, in my doing my purpose. This is the shit that I'm good at. It comes natural to me now because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And then since then, that's, what I've done. Now we're at my like 4th or 5th studio here in Lansing, CrackHouse Studios. We're using the content studio right now where we're going to offer these services for other people with podcasting. I'm building a team out. I started managing a music artist.
Speed Gang. Okay.
Yeah, shout Speed Gang. And the plan is more. I'm really inspired by Scooter Braun right now. I watched some of his podcast interviews and he's the manager. He was Taylor Swift's manager. They had a big falling out. They hate each other.
Yeah.
But he was Justin Bieber's manager, Ariana Grande, a lot of people. Like those are like the ones
the big ones that you can off the top of your head. But he manages a shit ton of people.
Shit ton of people. Yeah.
I wanted to ask your thoughts on producer tags. Like different artists or different producers do different things. Like for example, Metro Boomin is like known for his producer tags. Whereas Pharrell Williams, he produces beats, puts things together, but doesn't really have a necessarily like Pharrell made it.
Yeah.
It's more so like he'll throw little things in there so it's him.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on that? Would you ever consider maybe doing something in the Pharrell style? I know you have like Crackalack on the track.
Yeah.
Or would you ever consider something like that, a bit more like a sound or something that would just like identify you as the producer, but not necessarily a tag?
Yeah, I used to be jealous of some producers that would have just a sound effect in their beat that would show that it was one of their beats because it just kind of depends on the artist. Some artists, they like it. They're like, no, leave your tag. I want your tag. Or I've had artists that, they get a beat off YouTube and I'm just the engineer in the studio and they ask if there's a way that I would still put my tag on it. And I'm like, no, you only get my tag if I made the beat. If somebody else made it, they don't. So there's some artists that are like, please put the tag. Like if I'm a music artist and I get a beat from Metro Boomin, I only want the beat if the tag is on it.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that this beat was made by Metro Boomin. But then you have certain artists that maybe I don't want the tag. It's a distraction. It sounds like I didn't pay for the beat or something. Like I don't want it there. And if that's the case, then I'm down for that now. But when I was younger, I would like fight it.
Yeah.
Like, no. The only way to get a beat, like it's not an option to get a beat without the tag. So.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You see me looking at my phone.
Yeah.
All right. I did want to ask, you have a lot of like almost inspirational videos on your page just for music artists or just people in general. I saw one the other day that it was like, it's going to happen for you. It just hasn't happened yet. Have you almost as like, you're almost like the Gary V of this music space. How do you view people feeling that way about you? Like you're a mentor to a lot of people here that are content creation or music artists or whatever the case may be.
That's good. I feel like that's confirmation that what I'm doing is right because I resonate a lot with Gary V. Gary V's, I would kind of label him as this business entrepreneur guy, but he's very inspirational, motivational, and he gives people some tactics sometimes. I want to be known for giving a very high value of tactics. But yeah, like I sat down maybe 3 or 4 years ago and I was like writing out my plan and I named the plan at the top. I wrote like finish line. Like, what is my finish line? And I wrote at the top, like music industry, Gary Vee of the music industry.
Oh yeah.
I really wrote that, And so then, yeah, like you're not the first person that has said that. And so it's like, it's cool.
Good question, Braden.
Yes. Great question.
There we go.
Great question.
I like that. In terms of like artists that you work with, is it strictly a business relationship or is it more so I got to really know you on a personal level before I set out my time to work?
I'm basically like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of a transitional period of that right now. Mm-hmm. So like the 1 foot in is, yes, I'm available for the public. They just, whoever pays this price gets the service.
Yeah.
But seeing that it's been 20 years now and I want to transition to more of more invested in, so it's like, I used to do these videos and I've only missed a few years, but for the last 10 years, I would do a video where I would just call it like 2015 recap, 2016 recap, 2017 recap. And I would just sit down and make a video talking about, and I'd kind of be just scrolling through my YouTube and my Instagram, like, here's everything that I did this year in one video. And then here's my plans for next year. And when I would make these videos, it's crazy because every video I would always say, so my plans for next year is to like work with less people. I would talk a lot about videos because music videos has been my thing for a while. And I would say my goal for next year is to do less videos, but better videos, which goes with being more picky. And I am that way with songs. So like, if anyone just says, I want to pay this much for a video, here's the song. And if I listen to it and it's like, I don't want to shoot this. Like, I think it makes it more genuine and more authentic. Like if I was an artist and I was on the receiving end of like, yo, here's a song. And if the person came back and was like, I like the song, it's cool and all, but I just don't have any ideas for it. I don't think that this is the song. Like, send me some more songs. I would appreciate that because it's...
Keep it honest. Keep it real.
Being very honest. And also, like, I only want to say yes to people if I know that I can help them. So if 100%. I feel like I can't offer value, or it's just like, the video I'm pitching for this isn't really my style. Like, I'm just not the guy for the job for this one, you know? But yeah, now also with like working with less people, I'm really interested in like label services. I'm really interested in starting a label. I'm really interested in like managing, and just getting royalties forever. So far, I've worked with over 1,000 different music artists. Granted, it's been 20 years, but over 1,000 different music artists. And I would say like 99% of my income came from time. So like with earning money, I'm sure everyone's worked a job before. You trade your time for money. I feel like to really win, you get paid something now for your time, but you also get a piece of the pie forever, you know? And so that's where I'm, and it only makes sense to do deals like that with special artists. You know, it doesn't make sense to do that with, anyone that just walks in the door.
Joe Schmo off the street, yeah.
So that's my plans. It's figuring out who exactly, and it may only be a handful of people.
So it's finding your like, you understand your caliber of where you are in your career, which is a good thing. But at the same time, it's hard to say no to people when you're in this grind period for so long, 20 years of, I got to say yes, I got to get this work in. I got to get my reps in. So it's hard to, when you get to that point of like, I can't say no, I got to keep going forward. It's hard to be reserved and sort of change that mindset and that focus to, okay, well, who do I want to work with? That's a bit of a different.
Because I've seen the opposite happen with, I got maybe a little too picky with music videos, and it hurt me to where there's a lot of, like, I definitely turned down 6 figures worth of videos in the last like 3, like per year, like last year and the year before and the year before, to where it's like people's almost being like too picky. And so then it affects, your income today, because it's like, I still have to make money today. I can't just do everything for like future, like cross my fingers, take a risk that I'm going to get paid on the back end. It's like, no, I have to have money now I have a lot of overhead. So I need money today, but I also will take a little bit less money today if I can get a piece of the pie, later. And that's what I love about, music industry. An artist makes a song one time and they can receive money from that for the rest of their life and the rest of like their kids' life. And like Michael Jackson isn't here.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth from making music. So I'm super interested in that.
I wanted to ask you, you're a very business-minded person, all about your workflow, how things move forward, progressing. Where does family come into that?
Family is my top priority. Like to get anything, you have to give something. And so there's like sacrifice. And I'm willing to sacrifice. Obviously, like we have to work to earn enough money to, pay your bills and make a living and whatnot. So like I sacrificed that, but we do have like family Fridays. So I'm never available on Fridays. It's always like family. And then we have a couple times during the week where so it's just getting way more intentional and more organized with your time and having a schedule, which this is all shit that I learned in recent years.
I'm learning it like as we speak in terms of like the family time with my girlfriend or my mom's side or dad's side of the family. My parents are split. So it's two different sides of the family that you got to manage too. And plus in-laws and things of that nature. So it's a thing that I'm sort of learning how to do right now is everything has to be so planned, not just in terms of rap roots, but in terms of, well, how am I going to make sure that I spend time with family this week? How am I going to make sure that I do those things?
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say having a schedule, because outside of this, are you in school, right?
Yeah, I'm a incoming junior at Ferris State. So yeah.
And how much of your time does that take every week?
Well, as of right now, I have a one summer class.
Well, what about when
during the school year? Yeah. I'm a full-time student, so in terms of actual class time, that's probably 5, 6, 7 hours of school plus an additional 4 or 5 hours of homework. So
is it really?
Yeah.
And then you still do this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I started this during fall, right? Fall, yeah.
And you're still at least a solid or decent boyfriend?
I try. Do I do a good job? She's behind the camera.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. But it's like, that's why I think it's really important to have people that believe in what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to her and I was telling you about the first interview I did was with my cousin. I was planning this out in terms of like the logo. What is the content going to look like for month?
Yeah.
I didn't even have a name for it at a period. I was just like, I think it could be cool, like a music publication, kind of like this meets this and it sort of blends together. I was very like, I didn't have a name for it. I just had sort of a concept. And then I just sort of like built that over a very slow period of time. Of like, okay, when I had time, I was like, okay, this could be nice. This like, and then just building it slowly. And then all of a sudden we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing I accept too, I remember I was struggling with like that work-life balance. Mm-hmm. And then I was looking up some videos and the videos came from guys that I look up to and I admire their like success and stuff. Mm-hmm. And basically their videos were talking about there is no such thing as work-life balance.
And you're like, damn it.
So you just have to combine the two. Mm-hmm. And so then I started doing that. So like, for example, if I was booked to do some videos in Atlanta, it requires a trip to Atlanta. However, it doesn't require every minute of the day or hour of the day to go towards the video. So it'd be like, okay, I have a video, say on Saturday. Let's go to Atlanta on Thursday and we'll be in Atlanta from Thursday to Sunday. Let's do whatever the fuck we want on Thursday. Let's do, make some memories, go out to eat, go do some fun stuff on Friday. Saturday comes, I'm there to work. It's business, help. And my wife, for years, 2-3 years, she was my behind the scenes person. So kind of
right there.
We got it going on here. Yeah. So it shows that, you have good intentions, because it could be different. It could be, we got to hurry up because, my girlfriend, she's annoyed that I'm doing this and I got to spend time with her. There's like, okay, either your relationship's going to fail or this dream of yours is going to fail, but you can't have both. Like one's got to go. Mm-hmm. So,
hey, I'm glad she rides with me because if not, I would be, you saw how freaking terrified I was to start this. She keeps me cool, calm, and collected in terms of those.
Yeah, and it's cool to have them around as you're building it. So then it's exciting to see growth.
Yeah, I'll tell her like I told her when I got the interview with Speed Gang, I was like, he's huge. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. I was so hyped.
But, and then it's out. And then like we're here today. And then like, a year from now, you're going to continue to do it. And then she's going to remember, I remember when I met you. And then it's like, you guys can have fun conversations about like, honestly, what were your first thoughts when I told you that I was going to interview rappers and music people and, so.
Well, I did music before this. So she knew I had like a musical background. I was similar to you, not nearly as long. I did like a year of concrete music. And I was like, I had the same struggle. I couldn't really find my voice. And I did it with a lot of my friends. So you do it with your friends, then friends stop doing it. And you're like, this isn't quite as fun anymore now that I'm doing it by myself. Yeah. I don't really have the voice that I want to. And I know, but I was like, I love hip hop. I love music in general. Like, what can I do to make this dream a career, whether it be as the artist or as something else in the space?
Yeah. So I think my story and your story should resonate with a lot of people. Hopefully somebody watching
Let's hope
this,
so.
because maybe somebody's watching this right now and they've been doing the music artist thing.
Mhm.
And maybe there's a lot of things about it that they don't like, but they don't want to give up because they know that they love music. And they may feel like, man, if I give up on this, it means I'm giving up on music. It's like, no, there's so many other avenues that you can pursue within music. Like you could start a label. You could be a music manager. You could be a music producer, a music songwriter, a music engineer in the studio. You could do music interviews. You could be a music industry personality, influencer, like build a platform. There's so many different things that you can do inside the music industry. So, and plus, bonus, if you are a music artist, experiment with a lot of these other avenues, because one, it helps your career. Like I would always tell music artists, you should at least do one other thing outside of like rapping. So it's like, maybe you do photography and you rap. So now you don't ever have to pay for a photographer because you can do your own photography, or, well, I guess you can edit your own pictures. But like maybe you do video editing or, videography. So you could like teach somebody around how to use the camera. Cause that's what I did. Just my girlfriend at the time, I would give her my camera, but I knew how to use it. So I could teach, yep, here's how you do it. Change the settings to this. Yep, hold it about right here. And then just kind of move it like this. And this is all you got to do. So she would film my music videos and then I would edit them. So yeah, you can try these other, I guess, hobbies at the time, interests, different fields to pursue. And then from trying a lot of different things, you'll find out, man, I tried these 7 things and I don't really like 5, but I really like these 2 too. It's like, I really like making beats. So I could see myself making beats and being a music artist.
And there's a lot of artists that do that. There's a lot of artists that produce their own beats and do their own engineering. And I'm astounded by that, to be on top of trying to master the engineering side of it and the production side of it, which is a hard feat to learn as one thing or it's 2 things.
Yeah.
But to also, I'm the artist, I'm the person in front of the camera, I'm the one with all the eyes on me. That is just astounding.
Yep, absolutely.
So I wanted to ask you about some of the sets here. They're pretty cool. How did this ideology sort of come about?
Yeah, so I haven't so much this last year since I got this place, but before the past 12 months, I did a lot of traveling. So I remember one time, shout out to Kadar, I was in LA doing a couple of his music videos and we were like going up to this taco truck and he was asking me like, what are my plans for like the next 5 years, or what do I see? I think I asked him his plans and he was like, what are yours? And I was like, well, I mean, look around, like right now we're in LA. You see me, like I have to keep going to different places and travel to go get the bag. Like, I'm going to Tennessee to go get the bag. I'm going to Florida to get the bag. I'm going to California to get the bag. My goal is go get enough bags so I have a big enough bag, so that I can build a place and have people come to me. And so that's my vision with CrackHouse Studios, is I'm taking inspiration from a lot of these places that I've been to. So like there's a place in Miami that have awesome like little hallway sets like that. It's like that Money Room, 100% copied. Miami Film House, shout out to you. I love your Money Room. I don't know if you guys are the first, studio to ever have a Money Room, but yeah, that was like 100% copy. But they say good artists copy, great artists steal. And stealing is a form of flattery.
Yeah.
So
I think the same thing. Like there's a lot of music publications out there on Instagram and they do all sorts, like, because we're on so many different platforms. There's music, whether it be content creators or publications, everywhere. So you have to steal. You have the news content is the same. You have to just make it uniquely your own. Yeah,
and one easy way to make it uniquely your own is like you just saying it. Even if you re-say it word for word, different people resonate with different people. Just like if you walk into, let's say there's a barbershop and there's a black barber, a white barber, a Mexican barber, an Asian barber. If you walk into the barbershop and you're black, odds are you're going to be drawn to the black barber. If you are white and you walk into the barbershop, odds are you're going to be more drawn to the white guy. And then the same thing for the Mexican, same thing for the Asian. Like we're drawn to different people, even if they're all the same skill level. And then I found the same thing with marketing. I could make the same video and say, if you're looking to get your lawn mowed, hire my lawn mowing company. We have the #1 lawn care service in the state of Michigan. You know, give us a call. I could make that same video and somebody watching it could be like, he looks like a douchebag. I don't want to mess with him. But then I would have, you know, your girlfriend film the same video and there's going to be different people, same message, same company. And the different people are going to be like, oh, I trust them.
I like that girl.
I like her. Nice. She looks trustworthy. You know, but then you could say the same thing word for word and people are going to be like, he looks too young. I don't think I can trust him. And then we have an old man say the same video and they're like, I bet he's got experience. Or then the young people are drawn to the old man, but the old people are drawn to the old man. So it's like, just you being unique to you, even if you're saying the same shit as other people are saying, it's still in your own words. And it's still unique because like you're one of one, like what you look like, what you sound like, your age.
You are uniquely you.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. You are uniquely you, no matter who you are. You are the most unique version of yourself because you're the only one.
That's the mantra for this podcast right here.
There you go. I like that. I wanted to ask you a bit of a hip hop question. What do you feel is where the state of hip hop is at right now? Do you think it's at a good place, at a bad place, somewhere in the middle?
It's at a bad place.
At a bad place?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Bro, I struggle to find good music and songs that I can listen to. So, and I've noticed, the reason why I say a bad place is because I've lowered my standards. Like we were talking about this before we started filming. Nowadays, it's crazy because like supply and demand. There's the highest supply in the history of music ever out there. So there's so much music everywhere, but there's so much bad music everywhere. So,
and a lot of those are the people that are they have a TikTok sound that goes viral and then their songs on the charts. But then these people that put 10, 15, 20 years of experience and have a song with a message, great beat, all the things that you need to be a radio hit don't get. So that's the hard thing to sort of manage.
Yeah, it's hard, man. So I've lowered my standards a lot to now where it's just like, I have no idea what he's saying. I kind of think he sucks, but the beat's good enough. This is like, I'm sick of listening to the same 15 songs over and over and over again that, so like with Spotify, I think they have release radar and usually every Friday there's new music and it gets added to your like algorithmic playlist called Release Radar. These are all the artists that you follow and they also make recommendations for you. So every Friday I get excited and I'm like, please let there be a good song that I like, you know? And I go to it and I hit play. I mean, 5 seconds in, it's like next song, next. And I'm like, oh God, I made it to the whole bottom of the release radar. Like shit. So I don't know, man. This is why it makes me want to do where I'm like invested into artists on like the management side of things or starting a label or working out some sort of deal to where I know a lot of artists that are good. And I feel like the next chapter for me is doing more of the executive producing. So like DJ Khaled does. So
is that in terms of like, I'm not super familiar with the term, but is that in terms of like, say, instead of working on like a DAW, like where you like put the beat together digitally, you would go grab a drummer who's really good, guitarist. Is that am I getting at the right thing here?
Yeah, it's kind of like Build-A-Bear.
Yeah.
You know, like when you build a bear and you're like, oh, I want it to have a red shirt and a pink nose and this and whatever. But the other person's the one that's actually like putting the stuff on the bear. You're just kind of designing it.
Telling them where they need to be.
So it's
how
like
it needs to be.
You're the taste maker of the song. So DJ Khaled would be like, I guess the best example of he doesn't actually touch the computer or the keys or do anything with the music side. He just has producers send beats and he's like, oh, this beat is fire. This is a hit. Ooh, I hear Lil Baby on it. I'm gonna send it to Lil Baby. Boom. Oh, I hear Travis Scott doing the hook. Let's get him on the hook. And he builds this song.
Builds the record.
And some people could like hate and be like, oh, he doesn't have talent, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, that is a talent in its own. That's built
genius marketing, word of mouth marketing, and just your ability to connect with so many people and be able to, like, that's a talent in itself.
Yeah, my response to anyone that's like, oh, he doesn't have talent, something, I don't respect that. It's like, okay, well then you do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, well then now you should respect. Oh shit, this is harder than I thought. Maybe it is a skill. How the fuck do I get Lil Baby's number in my phone so I can call him and get him to do a song with me? You can't. So that's a skill in its own. So now, since it has been 20 years, I've met some artists and I want to, like, I guess, leverage opportunities that I have. So the fact, like Speed Gang, for example, let me get Speed Gang with a country rapper, Katie Noel, and let me put them on a song together. Let's see what happens with that. And I want to executive produce it. But with that one, I'm also producing it as well. Like I actually did make the beat. But yeah, so I've accepted that, I don't know, a lot of times lately in the last year when I sit down to make beats, time is such it's like top of mind. So in a negative way, to where when I'm sitting down and I'm just creating and I start playing with sounds, all of a sudden this entrepreneur productivity thing kicks in and it's like, hey, is this the best use of your time? This beat's starting to take too long. Is it good enough, or should you just leave and go do something more important? And it's like, that fucks my creativity. Yeah. And so I've been thinking about like just collaborating with other producers more. So making a beat doesn't take as long. And also it's fun. And also I think it's a smart use of your time and connections to know, like, yo, I know this dude makes 10 fucking beats a day. I might make 10 beats every 2 or 3 months now. Let me get his ass in the studio, and he makes 10 beats a day. So let him sit in the gunner chair and I'll just say, yo, give me a piano. And then he'll know the go-to sounds versus me sitting there for 15 minutes, getting familiar with different pianos. And then after 15 minutes, I kind of was just like, I want to go do something else. This is taking too long. So I've kind of, it seems like I've fallen out of love with a lot of the, I don't know, like the beat making or even engineering a little bit. I think it's just hard. It's this constant thing in my head of, is this worth your time, or should you be doing something else? So
you're kind of focused on, like, obviously time is a big proponent there. So it's like best use of your time.
Best use of my time. It's constant. Like I even have reminders in my phone for 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. And it's just an alarm that goes off and it says, what is the outcome? And I did that because I noticed some days where, you get into them doom scrolling and next thing you know, you're like, bro, what the fuck have I been doing for 45 minutes?
I've just been 2 hours. I've been on TikTok. What is going on?
So it's cool when
Who are these people?
My phone catches me in one of those moments and it goes off and it's like, no, what is the outcome? And I'm like, wasting my fucking time. Get my phone down. Let's do something. Let's go to work. So
I like that. I had a question. I just forgot what it was.
Productivity stuff.
Productivity. Oh yeah, I okay. I similarly to what you were going through, I guess kind of in somewhat of a sense. My issue was doing school, doing family priorities. I find it hard, at least, to make time for me, myself. What do I like to do? I mean, obviously I like doing all of these things, but it's a lot of it's for the content. It's to better my career. Sometimes you just want to do something for leisure. Those leisure times are very important, and we don't always take those times for ourselves. So for me, it was a sort of a complex of, I had her do this for me. I was like, she said a message in her phone to send to me, make time for yourself today. Do something for yourself today. Because I won't. Yeah, she does.
Hell yeah.
It goes off. It's at like 8 p.m. at night every night. Like the end of the day when all my stuff's done, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something for myself today, whether it be watch a show, read a book, play a game, whatever, and just do something that's like leisure, relaxing. Because a lot of that stuff, family time, content stuff, it's fun. I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's work. It's part of this career I'm trying to build.
What do you like to do to decompress?
I'm an avid sitcom watcher. I like a lot of sitcoms.
What's your go-to sitcom?
Ooh, I like Modern Family a lot. Cheers is a good one.
Okay.
Frasier's good. Those are a couple.
Yeah.
Music, obviously, I'll listen to a lot of music.
What's your favorite music to listen to? Like, what's your favorite song right now?
Oh, that's the wrong question to ask me.
What's some of your favorite songs? Favorite artists?
By artists, I like what Tommy Richmond's been doing. I like him a lot. His songs have been going crazy. I like his sound.
I do too.
His sound is really unique.
His sound, I fuck with it heavy. And his style, like his look.
His look is really cool.
I think that's how you stand out today. Is you? It sounds like not even magic or nothing, but like how to stand out today as a music artist is literally standing out. So what I mean by that is, what's his name?
Tommy Richmond.
Tommy Richmond.
Yeah.
With a D at the end? Or
Richmond. Richman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tommy Richmond, when I first heard one of his songs, it stood out because like I've never heard nothing like that. And there's nothing like that out that sounds like that. And when I seen him, I'm like, he's got a very unique, he stands out the way that he looks, the way that he sounds.
It's like it is a TV show. People are drawn to these people of high status or figures that are notable in our society, culture, whatever, because of that uniqueness, that brash differentness from what we see in our everyday life.
And the way that his videos look too. He's got that like VHS camcorder look. So if I was a music artist today, I would think to myself, okay, part of being a music artist is I have a sound. How can I make my sound unique from everyone else? Okay, part of my brand is the way I look. So I don't want to look like everyone else. I want to have a certain image that if and when people take pictures with me, I look like a somebody. And Speed Gang, for example, has a phenomenal image. Dude. Anytime you take a picture with him, he just looks like a rock star.
I was terrified because he has that like rock star look. I was like, what if he's an asshole? Like, I was a little concerned, but he was so nice. Like, so
he's a sweetheart.
Such a down to earth, nice dude. He was showing me his shoes. He gave me like a CD and like 2 or 3 shirts. I was like, dude, you're amazing.
Yes. Yes. Yep,
I did want to talk to you. Speaking of Speed Gang, I saw you were working with him and Ajax Stacks on some things. What's your relationship like with them? Obviously, you guys work well musically, but in terms of like friendship, how do you guys do things like outside of the music space?
We don't.
Not at all.
we haven't yet. I mean, I guess a little bit. We went to. I got him a show in Indianapolis and Columbus, Ohio.
I saw that.
And then Ajax opened for Speed Gang, and we all took this big like 15-passenger van and rented like a huge Airbnb for each place and shit like that. So I guess spending time with them, traveling there and throughout the day. But for the most time, it's usually always
business, music stuff. Yeah.
And I don't know, but maybe in the future it'll be, other than business and stuff, but part of my brand is very business oriented. And I do want people to come to me to take care of business and like handle business. And I remember at my old studio, RIP and shout out to Lakaz, he ran a studio across the hall from me. And I would have a lot of his friends, would book sessions with me. And when I'd ask, like, how come you don't just go with him? Like, that's like your good friend. And like, I just like when I come to you, it's business. Like we get straight to it. We're not talking and having conversations, talking about life and family. It's just very business. Like we walk in and I'm
no jibber jabber, we're ready to go.
Yeah. It's because I have a respect and appreciation for how hard they work for their money and what they're paying to work with me. And I respect it. So right when I'm thinking if I was in your shoes and I'm paying by the hour to be here, I want to walk in and it's like, shut the fuck up. Let's get straight to it. And yeah, so I think that's a positive thing. And maybe some people could see that as not being very human or whatever, but I guess in a business aspect.
I think in a business aspect, it works well. I think in my position, as in you're talking to people all the time. Yeah. I want to get to know you on somewhat of a level. I want to say you see me again somewhere. You'll be like, oh, that's Braden. I remember who you are. Like we were kind, we were cordial with one another. I try to sort of have that relationship with the guests.
Yeah. And that's what I love about having a podcast, because one benefit is it's content. And this is what you do. Like your platform is via podcasting. Another thing is networking and meeting new people. Because technically we could have went for a walk and talked for an hour and now we have a conversation. We know each other. And it's like, or let's have that hour-long conversation on camera and now we're getting content, and now the rest of the world has an opportunity to listen to us talk, and then hopefully they can gain some value or entertainment from tuning in. And yeah, it's easy. Like when I do content and I'm talking directly to the camera, and remember, I'm on year 20. I think I have 800 and something videos on YouTube. Just Monday. Today is Saturday. So 5 days ago, I came to the studio to film a YouTube video. I was up here for maybe an hour. I sat down and started talking 7 minutes or something. And then I pressed stop and I'm like, what the hell was I even talking about? And then I started it again, went for like 3 minutes and stopped it and got overthinking and thought to myself, this ain't working today. I'm going to have to come back. I need somebody else here. It's just something that I'm struggling with still to this day. So I think this should give people hope that are just getting into it. They're like, it just feels so weird talking to the camera. Bro, it's been 20 years and 800 videos on YouTube. I have hundreds of...
It's never going to not be nerve-wracking. Like, we have 2 cameras going. There's one sitting on the table. You're doing content almost all of your day.
Yeah.
So, but it's never going to not be like a little odd, a little awkward. But you just have to learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Is how I try to view it, at least.
Well, so where I think podcasting is awesome is because if I had this conversation with the camera, it's awkward, it doesn't seem natural, and I struggle and I start overthinking and stuff. But if there's another person sitting there, I'm good to go. We could do 100 episodes today because there's a human there. So and one idea I had, this is Malik's idea. Malik helps with a lot of my behind the scenes shit. He was saying, what you need to get is like in clothing stores, they have those mannequins and then they put clothes on them. He was like, we need to buy a mannequin, keep it at the studio, and then put some clothes on it and then have the mannequin like behind the camera. So you feel like you're talking to a person or something.
Yeah, that's smart.
And I was like, okay, I mean, it's doing a lot, but it would definitely make it easy.
Yeah.
But for right now, my in the meantime is just have somebody around to, this is like another little content hack. I loved wireless mics because when I was coming up, there was the shotgun mic that would go on top of the camera. So ideally, like you want to be about a fist length away from the microphone. So if she was holding the camera and she's 10 feet away, you have to yell. You have to be like, hey, what's up? It's Crackalack.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back to the... And that's so not like me that talking to the camera was a struggle. Was difficult. But then when they came out with the wireless mics,
you don't have to be all that shit. You don't have to be all animated and all over. I can talk like this and it's fine.
Yes. And so that was a game changer for me. It was like, oh shit, now I can actually be me. Now content is like effortless. I just need somebody filming, clip a little mic on me, and then just start documenting conversations that I'm already having with people in the studio. And then that was the strategy, like with my short form content. And yeah, I've had a few videos go viral that were just from clip on mic, capturing me. Same conversations that I'm already having every single day with people, but I just wasn't filming it before. And then I started doing it. So if you're watching this, think about what are things that you're already doing every day that you're not filming. And then clip a fucking mic on your shirt.
And then that's content.
And set a camera somewhere, hit record. And that's your content.
I thought about it in terms of like the news stuff that I'm putting out in terms of hip hop news. I'm reading this anyways. I'm reading the article or the Instagram post. Why not make my own?
Or you would just add one step. It's like you would read a new article and then you have to have like a internal timer and be like, I got to create a new habit of, I just learned some new shit. Now I need to talk to the camera and report it.
I've created that habit so badly that like everything I do is like, did you hear this? Did you hear about that?
That's good.
But it helps with content.
Yeah.
I like
That's taking what you do seriously.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah. What made you want to start this?
Like I said, I did the music for a little while. Kind of, I wouldn't say fell out of love with it, but just...
Was it hip hop, rap?
Yeah, hip hop.
Okay.
R&B.
What was your rapper name?
B-Flow. Just my
B-Flow?
name kind of condensed. My name is Braden Flodine, so she's laughing in the background.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna call you B-Flow.
Yeah, everybody calls me B. But
B?
yeah.
Okay.
B. So yeah, I did that for a while. I liked it. Did it with a lot of my friends. And then, studio time, as you said, is expensive to pay for people that actually know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Going into college, I was like, I don't have the funds to really do this. I'm kind of falling out of love with it. What can I do in the music space that'll keep me feeling fulfilled and feeling that I'm happy with where I'm at in the music space? So I was like, I read articles on music all the time. I'm really in tune with hip hop news. I could tell you what happened today in hip hop news if it came down to it. So I was like, why not do this myself? So I made the logo. That was the first thing I did. And I was just chatting with family about like, I have this idea. And then I don't know, it was just one day at school, I was just bored. And I was like, I really haven't done anything that I'm really proud of in a little while. Like obviously school accomplishments are one thing, but wanted to do something that I was proud of. So one day I just was like, made the Instagram page and was like, fuck it, we're doing it. And then I came up with the idea for interviews, and I did my cousin first, and he has a pretty big following because he has a brand. He's a director. He does a lot of different things. Lots of people, music artists reached out, and I was like, shit, we got some people that want to be a part of this. So I was like, and it was just one after the other. And then every interview, you get more people that are like, oh, I want to do one. Oh, I want to do one. Or I reached out to people. Like I did one with a TikToker. His name is Chandler. He's not a TikToker. He's a music artist.
Okay.
His song blew up on TikTok. It was the Don't Know How I Did It, but I did it. It was hard. That TikTok song.
Yeah.
So I did an interview with him because I just reached out. Yo, love the song. Would love to do an interview. And he was like, bet, let's do it. So I was like, hell yeah. That one, I was terrified. I was sweating out my boots.
That's another benefit of having a podcast is you'll get access to people that you normally wouldn't get access to because everyone loves talking about themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's the nice thing is if you give someone a platform to talk about themselves, they're all in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like I wanted to find an avenue in music for myself, and I wanted to do something that I was proud of, and I sort of viewed it as it's like the mainstream news meets like No Jumper. I kind of wanted to combine like mainstream news with hip hop culture, and so that's how I went about it.
Okay. What's your current roadblocks that you're running into?
Time's a very big proponent of.
What specific tasks take the most time?
As you said, editing is I wouldn't say a challenge because I like doing it. It's fun seeing your product, service come to life or whatever the case may be. But it's just time consuming. And like I told you, I go to school, I have family things, and all of those things take time as well. So you try to sort of find the balance. And my issue as of late has just been, I need to allocate enough time to this so it's up to my standard.
Yeah.
But I also need to allocate enough time to everything else, so everything else is up to my standard as well. So it's hard to sort of find the time to make everything how I want it to be.
Yeah. And that's a battle that everyone is facing. And you'll find, like how we were talking about finding a flow. Mm-hmm. Just it might be one piece at a time. It'll be like, oh, in my personal life or in my relationship, here's a little flow that kind of makes sense. Maybe it's Sundays we do some stuff together. Okay. And then that becomes the new thing. And now on Sundays, you're, I guess, crossing that off or scratching that itch. Yeah. And then the same thing with these, it might be like, shit, what if I just did one content day a month, but I scheduled 4 people? So I'm kind of going crazy on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever, but I link up with this person at noon or you have a space and you invite people and it's like, yo, I have a noon slot, a 2 spot, a 4 slot, and a 6 slot. And you get them all done for a month.
What I've been doing is I'm sort of switching up how I upload because I was going, right now is Saturday, I would upload Monday. So I would have Saturday to edit, Sunday to get clips together, and it was out Monday. So I was like taking the entire weekend to just focus on content. Now I've it's every second week of the month, you get 2 interviews. So it'll be, say it's you on a Monday and someone else on a Friday. But that takes time off me because I don't have to edit it right this second. Yeah. So that gives me time to, hey, you want to go my girlfriend want to go do something? Let's go do it. Yeah. My family has an event. Let's go do that. Yeah. And I don't have to constantly have it in the back of my mind of, but I need to get this interview done. So it just sort of balances things out a bit.
Okay. One thing that I've been doing is scheduling the clips. So I do
that as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was a game changer. Cause even like with Speed Gang, for the last year, I was doing his social media, my social media, the studio social media, and then me and my friend's podcast. And yeah, I got like pissed.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Speed Gang and my friend, and I would just be like, all I fucking do is I'm on Instagram and posting, and then I get on the next platform. Like it's taking way too much of my life.
That was my problem for a while, is when I wasn't scheduling, I was like, I'm on my phone so much. I don't like this.
Yeah, I hated it. And then one day I was afraid of using scheduling apps because I was afraid that they go against the terms of service and then it's going to hurt your reach or whatever. And then, yeah, more and more of them started partnering with like Facebook and stuff. Where they're like, no, we're Meta verified partner. I was like, oh, sweet. Game changer. So yeah, I started using this thing called Metricool. And even just like last week, I linked up with Speed Gang on Thursday. We filmed 6 short form videos. So on Friday, I edited all 6 form videos and then scheduled them all. So like I'm done. Like it was just, we linked up, we filmed shit. The next day I edited and scheduled and now I'm done and I'm living my life.
The only issue with Instagram on that front is what I do is I have artists, we will collaborate is what it's called.
Yeah.
So you can't collaborate if it's scheduled. That's
Instagram.
Through Instagram, yeah. So I have to find a scheduling app. Yeah.
Metricool.
I'm going to get that right after this interview. I'm going to get it. But I like what we've talked about here today, man. I think this is like a great stopping point.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell everybody, check out raprootsmedia.com. It's Raproots Media on all platforms. Check out Crackalack Studios, all that great stuff. I'm sure he has all sorts of stuff for artists, content creators. If you're in that field, come and tap in with him. He has a obviously amazing studio space here. So also check out our Patreon for exclusive content. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Deuces, guys.